The murdering kind of crime. I don't think that's how court works, Apollo.
Foolish mortal, do you mock me?
Did I just die? I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. She thinks I'm a demon. She thinks I'm a demon. Exciting. Court is back in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice Defense Team Leader is ready, Your Honor. Athena Sykes, Assistant Defender, is ready too, Your Honor. Je supre. I don't know what she said. As chipper as ever, I see. And in French, no less. In the prosecution? Very well, then. By the way, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide sturdier shackles today. There will be no more of your funny business this time, Prosecutor Blackwell. Now, your opening statement. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it. Looks like the judge is really bringing it today. He probably realized how Blackwell played him. That was one mean game, as Simon says. Yeah, His Honor has to fight to defend His Honor today. Your baldness. It's plain to see that you've always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement. I have? I don't know if I'd say that. Why, of course you have. I saw it in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. That was the look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement. For decades now, you have been watching opening statements from your bench. They were the crown jewels of the court, the one thing you could not possess. The crown jewels of the court. Now at long last they are within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse? So you don't mind if I do it then? I'll make a special exception just this once. Here we go again. Yep, more of Blackwell's mind games. Well, in that case, I think I might go ahead and make the opening statement myself. I missed it. The victim, Alderman Rex Kyobi, was the Amazing Ninetales. We also learned that the Amazing Ninetales was a key figure to the yokai craze and an anti-merger protest. It was further revealed that upon learning Rex Kyobi's secret identity, Mayor Damien Tenma murdered him. The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought to light. And the only people in that tightly locked room were the defendant and victim. The defense proposed the existence of a hypothetical third party, but further investigation revealed no proof of a third party who had escaped the room. Ergo, we must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, well, conclusive. Did I say something wrong? That was quite astonishing. You've truly outdone yourself this time. Oh, one more thing to boast about to my grandchild. Well, this was not unexpected turn of events. Now then, it seems the prosecution has called a new witness today. The inexplicable yokai evidence left at the scene of the crime. Well, does that not demand some sort of explanation? The feathers and tracks. Weren't those left by the mayor while he was possessed? That was but an act to protect his daughter. Oh, yes, of course. I had suspected as much. Wait, did he actually believe the mayor's award-winning performance? His daughter was the one who planted the yokai evidence. Ergo, the true identity of the yokai in the manor was the manor's maid, Jinxie Tenma.
Objection!
The prosecution is engaging in mere conjecture. Would you say it was baseless conjecture? Are you care for some witness testimony, then? For I am ready to prove that the little scamp is the one behind the Tenma Taro farce. Witness testimony? I'll bet he means Filch and that creep LaBelle. Very well, then. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? Oh, gosh. Mr. Filch, you made quite the hasty exit yesterday. See that it doesn't happen again today. Been known for my hasty retreat since I was a kid, bit of a trademark of mine. Indeed, you managed to give a total of 5 bailiffs the slip. Like those amateurs that could never nab me. I can never figure out these voices. Yipes! Perhaps we should shackle you by the neck. That would keep you in place. Yipes, no please, I'm liable to rip my own head off if it starts running! Your statement, now. Yes, sir, Mr. Blackhead, sir. He may beat a hasty retreat, but there's no escaping Prosecutor Blackwell. Yeah, Blackwell doesn't strike me as the give-up-easy type. Now then, Mr. Filch, your testimony, please. Specifically, the true nature of the yokai you saw in the manor shortly after the crime. Temataro was really that little maid girl, ain't no doubt about it. I mean, the Temataro I saw was just a little thing about her size, but the little run had a big old staff. I seen it when she came into the foyer. Betcha she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. She was gone using a wallop on account of my fierce reputation, I just know it. Did you get all that? So, Temataro was short in stature. And that's because it was Miss Jinxie Tema all along? Ya betcha, besides all the rest of the manor were way taller than her. Feigning height is but an easy thing. But a big ox like the defendant could never pass for short. What if the Temataro impersonator was walking on their knees? Or no knee walking, I seen him myself. Then perhaps the yokai really was Miss Tema after all. All monsters are naught but tricks, either of their mind or the cheap parlor variety. So you're saying she created an illusion, like one of those magical eye things? Precisely. Human senses are easily deceived. Take the fellow in the cell next to me. Each night he cries and screams about some ghost he thinks he sees. But in truth, it was simply the janitor. Oh, Prosecutor Blackwell just gave up the ghost literally. The janitor's deathly complexion and all-white attire are, no doubt, partially to blame. That and the fact that he constantly mutters about taking vengeance for this or that. That actually sounds like a real ghost to me. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Okay.
Objection!
Yeah. It would seem that Temataro was in fact not this innocent little girl. Huh? How'd you figure that? You claim that Temataro you saw had one of those staves from the Forbidden Chamber. But it would have been impossible for Miss Tema to get a hold of one. Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice? The mayor swallowed this key shortly after the murder. He wanted to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber. What's this? This key was deep in the mayor's stomach when Miss Tenma discovered the crime scene. So you see, it would have been impossible for her to get into the Forbidden Chamber. In short, the Temataro seen holding that staff could not have been Jinxie Tenma. What? I'm proud of myself. I figured that one out real quick. But then who does the defense believe was impersonating Temataro?
Objection!
Such accusations beg evidence. Aside from his ghastly appearance, can you prove he is the yokai we seek? Yes, in fact I can. Very well, let's see where the defense is going with this. Mr. Justice, show us proof that it's the true identity of Temataro impersonator.
Take that!
We found this hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber. And we know that whoever was Temataro took one of the staves out of there, in short. I believe whoever this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator we're looking for. But Mr. Justice, how do you propose to identify the hand cream's owner? I'm glad you asked, Your Honor. The defense requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. It's not going to have any. It might tell us who it belongs to. Interesting. So you expect to find the yokai's prints there? Very well, I hereby call a short recess while we wait for the fingerprint results. No need for that, Your Baldness. We are the prints of everyone at the manor that day. You called? Could anyone be more whipped? Fulbright, analyze this for prints. You have 3 minutes. Your wish is my command. Very well, then I guess we'll just wait right here. I do like that he doesn't waste time. It would seem the fingerprint analysis is complete. What do the results show? What in the world? They're Flint and LaBelle's prints, aren't they? This is absurd. Prosecutor Blackwell? I'm not going to like this, am I? Don't tell me they're Temataro's prints. Fingerprint analysis has revealed that the print belongs to... Who? Me? Oh, Phineas Filch. Oh, okay.
Objection!
What? Then Mr. LaBelle wasn't the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
Objection!
It's still against. Why, you tricksy little tanuki? Explain yourself now. Sure, them prints are mine. I mean, I did pilfer that handkerchief from Mr. LaBelle after all. Oh, that makes sense. So you're the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber. So what if I did? Got a problem with it? Yipes! You fool of a tanuki. I need to learn these words. Order! Mr. Justice, care to explain what this could mean? Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch was in the Forbidden Chamber. Wait a second. Does this mean that Temataro holding that staff was Phineas Filch? Yipes! Another cat out of the bag! Mr. Filch is Temataro. He is short. I don't understand. Does this mean Mr. Filch is the real killer? No, he's probably just running on orders. The witness will explain himself this instant. Begging your pardon, your honorship, but I was just doing what the alderman told me. He wanted me to be Temataro in the village exorcism ritual. Oh, you mean that event at the Nine Tails Vale Festival. So that was you inside the Temataro costume. Yep, and after the event I went to watch that pro wrestling program. But it bored me to tears on account of the wrestlers being complete jobbers. So he didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match. That's when I looked at the Temataro costume and got a great idea. Nobody can tell it's me while I'm wearing it. And because of them superstitions, no matter what I do, the villagers won't say a word. In other words, you use the superstitions to effectively render yourself invisible. Why did you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place? Because of the treasure there. Thought it was my big chance to sneak on and nab it. Treasure? He went in there not knowing his grandfather had already pilfered it? Guess that's one tale that didn't get passed down from grandpappy to grandson. Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus, the mayor swallowed the only key that could open the Forbidden Chamber's door. You couldn't have possibly gotten in. But then, I could through the air vent in the foyer. The vent's left in the old man's picture. I went in and made a nice little hole. Use it to get into the air duct to release the Forbidden Chamber out of it. You what? But how's that even possible? Wait a sec. Remember that air vent in the Forbidden Chamber? So Mr. Filch found a way to get into that air duct. And that's how we got from the foyer vent to the Forbidden Chamber vent? So Temataro was nothing more than a cat burglar, or rather a tanuki burglar. And we're back to being without anyone to charge for the alderman's murder. Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker. Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing to the foyer? I got out of that costume right quick. Would have caused trouble at that point. And where's that costume now? Heck if I know, and it ain't my fault if you never find it. The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in that manor. What if it was tossed outside the manor? Oh, that's clever. That's clever. No way, but maybe, just maybe. Good thinking, Apollo. I did not put that together. The defense seems to have hit upon an idea. Go on, Mr. Justice. Okay, here's what I think. Mr. Filch, did you get rid of the costume here?
Take that!
Did you toss it out the window? Because that would certainly explain why it didn't turn up inside the manor. You think I tossed it out the window? That costume cost me a pretty penny. So why would I go do something like that? I can think of a few reasons. Any bright ideas, Apollo? Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out from the window, then the next big question would be what happened to it after that. And if I'm right, I might just have the thing to prove what happened to the costume. Phineas Filch, I have just the evidence for you. You do? This evidence proves you got rid of your Taro costume through the window.
Take that!
Oh, that's Temataro flying through the sky? And just how does that prove that Mr. Filch threw his costume out the window? It's quite simple. That's not Temataro in the photo. It's the costume Mr. Filch threw out. Oh, that's crazy talk. You ain't serious, are ya? There's a steep cliff right outside the foyer window, meaning the manor is pretty high up. The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Temataro really was a flight of fancy. What? Yikes! Oh my, so there really never was a yokai. I can't keep any in a cat's bag. Can I still file a claim for the lost costume? This more than proves the defense's position. Jixie Tenma had nothing to do with staging the yokai sighting. Care to raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? None whatsoever. I'll deal with that tricksty Tanuki after I've dealt with this case. We did it. Uh-huh. It's been 20 minutes. We did not do it. Good going. Now all I have to do is make Florent LaBelle take the stand.
Objection!
Sheathing the sword a bit early, are we not? Huh? Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksty little Tanuki, for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the Forbidden Chamber? Probably the same way he got in, through the air chambers vent. And what of the features and tracks at the scene of the crime? They would suggest that Tanuki exited through the chamber door, not the air vent.
Objection!
But the Forbidden Chamber doesn't open from the inside. So what you're saying makes no sense, right? Someone on the outside opened the door for you, isn't that right? Yep, that's right, Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprung right open.
Hold it!
Sprung right open? Who was on the other side? Didn't get a good look on account of the sudden glare. Like how the reflection from my hand blinds fellow moviegoers emerging from the dark. What? What? That's when I snatched the stab and made my darling escape. And then the little maid gal spotted me as I hightailed it down the hall. That means the Forbidden Chamber wasn't open until after the crime was discovered. But wait, we still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person at the Fox Chamber.
Objection!
Well, you little Tanuki, when the Forbidden Chamber opened, did you see the accused passed out there? Nope. Only one there was the Elderman, and he was dead as a doornail. The accused wasn't there. What do you suppose he was up to? Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going. Don't tell me. Plainly, the only one who could have opened the Forbidden Chamber was the accused, Damien Tenma. This is weird.
Hold it!
Wait a second. There had to be somebody else besides Mayor Tenma there. Really? And who might that be?
Objection!
Oh, well, that was... It seems our feisty little lass has forgotten the most important thing. Evidence. I didn't forget. I was just testing your attention to details. Miss Sykes, you can't prove your point without proof of some sort. It's a proven fact. Sorry, guess I put my foot in my mouth again. No, Athena, we're definitely onto something here. We are? Think about it. If Filch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber, one of the alibis we heard would no longer hold any water. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand. Someone who knew Mr. Filch was stuck in the Forbidden Chamber. And by virtue of knowing this, had an alibi that no longer adds up. Ah, not that insufferable. Not the French. Very well, the court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Whose alibi no longer adds up? Oh, who could it possibly be? Frenchie! Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florent LaBelle. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime? True, but in his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer, too. However, as we all know now, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. LaBelle at the time. In short, Mr. LaBelle's alibi has disappeared. Florent LaBelle's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch? I reckon there ain't no keeping that cat in the bag here near it. It was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me he'd button up his lip about me breaking in the Forbidden Chamber, and in return he said we'd each vouch each other's alibi. Shame on you, Mr. Filch. Perjury is a serious crime, you know. In what Ace Attorney game has perjury ever been a serious crime? Oh, shucks. Mercy, Your Honorship. Mercy. Ah! I also assert that the person who opened the Forbidden Chamber door for Mr. Filch was none other than Florent LaBelle. After all, his alibi has just been proven to be a complete fabrication. I see. We will take a 20-minute recess. After which time, we will see what Mr. LaBelle has to say for himself. Yes, we're finally going to drag that slippery snake onto the stand. In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LaBelle about these new allegations.
We did it, Apollo! We finally dragged Mr. LaBelle into court.
Yeah.
Hey, why the long face?
I can't help but feel I'm missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackwell's bound to mount a counterattack. You really are where you were, aren't you?
It'll be fine. That mystery figure who opened up the forbidden chamber was Mr. Filch. Had to have been Florent LaBelle.
I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it, though.
At any rate, the big showdown with Mr. LaBelle is up next, so chin up, Apollo.
Court is back in session. Our next witness is... Yes, I'm acting on behalf of the mayor in this very important matter. It seems the witness is predisposed at the moment.
Surely you have jest. I will hold you to your promise, so remember that.
Oh, my deepest apologies. This Florent LaBelle, personally, to Mayor Penma, or should I say, the accused. Ouch, like the poor mayor hasn't suffered enough. Raindrops be falling on my head.
Well, what business do you have with me?
I'm very busy, man, so let's make this as brief as possible. Your boldness. Alright, Mr. Filch's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi. And for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand. To think I'd be associated with this entirely lurid affair. Well, I'm not, so may I go now? I have very important matters to attend to.
Objection!
I don't think so, Mr. LaBelle. Do you realize what a serious crime you committed? Witness, you are being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air.
Fine. The truth is, I faked my alibi for a very good reason. The mayor was obviously the killer, so I created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. You see, it's his personal aid. I felt I had to protect him. Sorry.
You think this is funny? Without your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you really doing at the time of the crime?
Present. Stop stalling and tell the court what you were really doing at the time of the crime.
Silence!
Enough jabbering. Swords have been drawn. The time for talk is past. Swords? What swords? This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. Begone, ye cowardly heart. He just broke his shackles again. The battlefield hath no place for ye. Again? Oh my. Spare me, please. He keeps breaking his chains, bro. It's crazy. So much for sturdier shackles. Eek! Those chains hindered my vow that heads would roll this day. This gives keeping your head on in court a whole new meaning. Will the witness please deliver the accused's death knell? You know of what I speak. Ah, most certainly. His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in him. Whatever he has to say can't be good. As I told Prosecutor Blackwell during the recess, I rushed over to the Fark's chamber when I heard that Jinxie scream. What? Then, drama please, I saw Mayor Penma opening the forbidden chamber doors. But, there you have it. The mystery man who opened the chamber door, as witnessed by one Phineas Filch. It was the accused. There was never any third party. Oh, and that's not all. I heard something quite startling there at the scene of the crime. Startling sounds bad. The mayor, who was barely conscious, muttered this. Forgive me, Jinxie, I killed the other man. Oh no. That's right, the mayor actually confessed to the murder right then and there. He confessed. Order. This is quite conclusive testimony if it stands. Just so. Quite astonishing, I might add. I only learned of this fact during the recess. I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I saved the best for last. Consider it a gift from me to you.
No way. I don't believe Mr. LaBelle heard the mayor confess.
But this this really true? Did Mayor Temma really confess?
It is indeed. During the last recess, I confirmed it with the mayor's daughter. No, Jiggly, no!
It would seem Mayor Tenma actually did confess. But testimony is quite favorable to the prosecution's.
Mrs. LaBelle, yes, I called earlier about the party reservations. That's right, and I'll be calling my little shindig Mayor Tenma's conviction gala. A splendid time is guaranteed for all about the mayor and his defense.
Well, it seems our witness is a very busy man. Let's go right to his testimony. Mr. LaBelle, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime.
Suspicious. I was in the hallway, hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mayor came to, stood up and opened the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, to the one with the phone at the end.
I must say, this is a shocking revelation. Quite unexpected. To think the defendant actually confessed then.
Perhaps the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter.
You do realize you should not have withheld such crucial testimony from the court.
Once again, so sorry. It's just I feared being accused if I mentioned coming up that most unpleasant scene. Why did the mayor's confession have to be brought up by this guy? We better do something before the judge declares the mayor guilty.
A death row inmate once told me in years gone by. There is a time to fight and a time to yield. A time to live and a time to die. He's laying it on real thick now. Alright, cross-examination time, baby! Let's cross-examine the Joker. Pretty sure the door was closed. I find that interesting. So, after you fled into the hallway with the phone at the end, Temataro ran off towards the foyer?
Precisely.
Notice any inconsistencies? Well, Jinxie also saw Temataro, right?
She did.
She said they passed each other in the hall after she made the call to the police. Well, if LaBelle had fled the hall where that phone is, Jinxie would have seen him when she was returning from making her call.
Right.
And if she saw him, she would have definitely asked him for help. It just doesn't make any sense.
Objection!
Really?
Objection!
Boom! Florent LaBelle, you're lying about having witnessed these events from the hallway.
What on earth do you mean?
Yes, care to fill in the rest of us in, Mr. Justice? If Mr. LaBelle had really fled down into the hall without the phone in it, he would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma.
What's this?
After she discovered the crime scene, she immediately went to call the police. Then after making her call, she went back to the main hallway, whereupon she encountered the demon yokai, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. As for me, I called it Phineas Filch in a Temataro costume. The encounter happened right here where the hallways meet. As for Mr. LaBelle, if he had fled here, feigning escape from the yokai imposter, why, yes, the two would have crossed paths. Right, except Miss Tenma told us that there was no one else in the hall. In short, Miss Tenma did not see you in the hall because you were never really there.
My eyes, my beautiful eyes. He just sprayed himself.
Huh, not such a fabulous scent now, is it? Mr. Justice, the witness also stated he heard the mayor confess. If he was lying about hearing the confession from the hall, then where was he when he heard it? Inside the Fox chamber, where else? But isn't within the very crime scene? It is, Your Honor, and that means he's not really a witness. Rather, he's the third party I've been alleging this whole time.
What? You think I'm the killer? How dare you?
Silence!
Foolish fop. A true man knows when he is beaten. A shield of lies comes into naught before a foe with the sword of a truth. What? What?
Prosecutor Bracco, what are you? I thought we were on the same side.
You are mistaken. There are no sides here, save for my cold, steely edge of judgment. You are alone upon this battlefield, with naught but your lies and sickly sweet perfume. Whoa, what just happened? Black was really tearing into him. You heard the mayor's confession from the inside, did you not, you deviant dandy? Or the sole location for which you could have seen or heard the mayor and the Tanuki, without either of them noticing you were right there in the Fox chamber.
Oh my. So that's how it's going to be. Fine, I'll come clean then.
Seriously? You admit to being there in the Fox chamber?
I do. I did enter the room after the murder. But I was afraid of being falsely accused, so I lied about it. I feel terrible about lying like that, but it's a verbal cologne I use to protect myself.
You'd better explain yourself, Mr. LaBelle.
Yes, of course. I was just about to get to that.
The witness is skating on thin ice. I remind you that perjury is a very serious crime. Now let's hear your testimony again, this time without your perfume of lies.
I did enter the Fox chamber after the murder, but I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen there. What I saw there up close is absolutely horrifying. So you see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the screen.
What did you see? From behind the screen? I believe you wouldn't be spotted if you were there. Just so, he could see everything without being spotted by the victim or that Tanuki Filch. Suffice to say, he was a mere witness to the events rather than an actual third party. This guy's as slippery as an eel.
Apollo, you think he's telling the truth?
Well, he was in the Fox chamber, so at least that much must be true. The defense may cross-examine our slightly voyeuristic. What? Alright. Oh, drink number 2, baby. What we got? Strawberry lemonade. Ooh. Let's see how it is. My little soda pop. I like it. What did you see?
Hold it!
Could you describe the crime scene in a bit more detail?
And what exactly would you like details about?
Well, what I'd like to ask you about is the Alright, murder weapon, baby. Could you describe the state of the weapons that have been used at the scene?
The spear had been thrust all the way through Alderman Kilby. And then there was a statue that Alderman used to bludgeon Mayor Tema. Her incredibly inspiring symbol had fallen to the floor.
Oh, right, the statue. But why would he find it inspiring? Why exactly did you find it inspiring?
Oh, when I saw that statue, I thought it was the murder had been realized. It was like a celebration of union between town and village.
A broken statue next to a bloody corpse. Real inspiring. That's important. That's important. Because the statue was broken already. It's extremely important. Okay. I might be able to just present right now. Hold on. Because it was broken.
Objection!
Boom. Your lies have finally betrayed you, Mr. LaBelle.
What possibly could you mean?
You said this statue was like a celebration of union between town and village. Isn't that correct?
It is indeed, but what of it? The two yokai are joining hands in goodwill. I said they were celebrating the municipal measure. Something the matter?
So how did you really know that this statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again?
What?
Justice Dono, explain yourself. And make it quick. This statue was meant to symbolize goodwill in its original form, but that was a secret.
A secret? Whatever do you mean?
What I mean is that it broke when someone used it to strike Mayor Tema on the head. What's left clearly makes it look like the two yokai are battling it out. The statue's secret and its true form were lost inside that locked room. For Miss Tema is the only living soul who should know what it looked like. So, Mr. LaBelle, where could you have possibly seen the statue in its original form? The only possible answer is this. You saw the statue in its original form. Right there in the room where the alderman was murdered before it was broken. How dare you? Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness of some sort of crime? Yeah, the murdering kind of crime. Yes, I am. Florin LaBelle, I accuse you of the murder of Alderman Rex Hiobe. Let me spray my little perfume. Order! Mr. LaBelle, you've been accused of murder. Okay. Do you have anything to say in your defense? Okay. How could you possibly accuse me, the embodiment of beauty? Way to go, Apollo. This is the conclusive evidence we needed. Magnifico. We've got you now. We know you killed the alderman. Now admit it. I don't think that's how court works, Apollo.
Silence.
Enough of your silly games, Justice Donald. This prancing peacock could not possibly be the killer.
Objection!
What are you talking about? His alibi has already crumbled to dust. And I just proved that he was in the Fox chamber while it was still locked tight.
Silence.
Why could he have not seen the statue in its true form before the murder? After all, he was close friends with the alderman. Ergo... Yes, that's right. I clearly remember it now. Alderman Kilby told me about it. That was what the statue actually looked like. I mean, he was a good friend of mine.
Objection!
Yeah, right. He wouldn't show you a secret gift just like that.
Silence.
Moreover, it's already been proven that he was not present at the scene of the crime. It has? Forgotten, have we? Recall the little scamp statement, if you will. When Jinxie Tema unlocked the Fox chamber, she saw the alderman and the mayor collapse therein and no one else. Because he's behind the folding screen. The fact is, it was you two who made that apparent in yesterday's court session. Thus, Lord LaBelle could not possibly have been in that locked room. Didn't he just admit he was, though? Oh no, because he said he came in after. I just don't get it. How could Jinxie not have seen LaBelle? The proof is incontrovertible. No room for debate exists. Am I not right, your boldness? It does seem awfully conclusive. The facts point to the defendant and victim being the only people in that locked room. Moreover, the defendant has already confessed.
Objection! Silence.
I didn't even say anything! You cannot defend the indefensible. Your role in this charade is over, Justice Donna. Charade. But... Your boldness. This trial would last an eternity if we were to keep crossing blades with these simpletons. It is high time you brought down the hammer of justice. Okay, come on, Phoenix. We need your help. Please, Phoenix. A point well made. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. Oh, gosh. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma. Ka. It would seem that my time is at hand. Mayor Tenma? Counselor. I don't want to do a monster voice. There is a matter to which I must testify. I recall it only for your good graces. Counselor? Oh, right, he must be me. Does he finally remember what happened before the blow to his head? Bailiff, don't just stand there. Seize him. It's no good. I can't restrain him. Ka. Know me and despair. For I am Temataro, demon lord of the yokai. I'm so confused by this whole thing. Mr. Justice, do something. Since when am I responsible for court security? Apollo, this is our chance. We might get some new information. Your Honor, seeing as our client has something new to say, I believe due process demands that we hear him out, even if he is a yokai. When you put it that way. Still, I believe testimony by a yokai is unprecedented in the legal world. Unprecedented in absurdity, more like. Alright then, Mr. Damien Tema, or should I say Mr. Temataro? Your testimony, please. I shall now speak of recollections most real, courtesy of my host, Damien Tenma. Heed these words, mortals, for hear them, but once you shall. Caw, 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 caw. This is so stupid. Alright.
Barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness. Suddenly 2 yokai did appear. On one side I, then Mataro, ruler of demonkind, and on the other my mortal enemy, the 9-tailed fox.
Caw, 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 caw. So is the defendant asserting that the room he was in was very dark at the time? Strange as it may be, yes, indeed, all was in darkness. And the part about Tamataro and the 9-tailed fox being there? Yes, that too.
Tamataro towered overhead and the 9-tailed fox glittered gold.
Ay! It would seem the defendant's recollections are not to be trusted. Yes, well, truth be told, my host's recollections are still a bit fuzzy.
As if half dreamt that happening lingers in his mind.
Apollo, maybe I can help here. Really? Oh, you mean the psychology stuff? Yeah, I can hear it, the discord in his heart. I sense an unusual emotion in the mayor's memory of the event. Alright, I just hope our findings don't come back to haunt us again. Alrighty.
Got it!
When the 9-tailed fox appeared, you not only experienced shock and sadness, but also something like joy as well.
Joy? Perhaps it was joy in the light coming to eyes at long last. A long and terrible creaking pierced the silence.
Is he like Edgar Allan Poe?
And then there was light. On reflection, it was a door that did produce that infernal racket.
A creaking door? Oh, you must be talking about the Forbidden Chamber door. It does make a lot of noise. So this means the Forbidden Chamber really was opened. But what about the sudden light he described? I think I know. He mentioned darkness and Tamataro towering overhead. Maybe the mayor wasn't really in the Fox Chamber at the time of the crime. Oh. Mr. Mayor, did the darkness that you were in happen to be here? Did they lock him in the Forbidden Chamber? I have this weird feeling. Let me try it.
Take that!
The Forbidden Chamber, was it not the Forbidden Chamber where the murder did occur?
Yes, but it all makes sense if you were in the Forbidden Chamber. That terrible creaking sound was probably the Forbidden Chamber's door opening. And the towering Tamataro you saw, most likely the Forbidden Chamber's statue.
Why, yes, that would explain it. The darkness and the staff in the demon's grasp.
But even if all that's true, then what about the 9-tailed fox? Maybe he was seeing things just like Jinxie and her imaginary yokai. Fantastico, Apollo, it's entirely possible. In a groggy, dreamlike state, people can misremember things and events. Now we talk about people that just like naturally misremember things. It's not always an evil person who can't remember a testimony. Crazy how that works.
Remember, you say? Let me think. I do believe I remember now. That was not the 9-tailed fox, it was the amazing 9-tails.
What? The amazing 9-tails?
At first, this but a dream, I thought. Now, however, most clearly do I recall it. 'Twas the amazing 9-tails who did open the Forbidden Chamber door.
I'm sorry I asked. The amazing 9-tails, but that was the victim, right? Yeah, why would he open the Forbidden Chamber? Wasn't he trying to keep it sealed? Never mind that, this is completely new information. Let me enter it in and run an update.
Got it!
When the Amazing Ninetales opened the chamber, banishing the darkness within, you felt joy, but didn't you also feel shock and sadness? This is such a... Okay, it's fun to play, but, like, it's kind of dumb.
Yes, in the hasted depths of my mind, I do recollect something of that nature. I believe it was the fiend's cape of red. For when I did behold it, a great wave of sadness did inexplicably wash over me.
Interessante. A cape of red. Apollo, we've reduced the noise level. Oh, but there's still a little left. Mayor Temma, why were you sad when you saw the red cape? Why, indeed. What could this mean? I guess his memory is still a little spotty. I know, because his latest recollection contradicts the evidence. Yeah, it's one of those contradictions that slaps you right across the face. Something this obvious could arise when someone is trying to force a fuzzy memory into a definitive shape. Apollo, I know what you have to do. You need to present evidence that contradicts the image you see. Oh, so it's basically the same as the usual cross-examination process? Alright, time to review the evidence. Look out for contradiction. Look out, contradiction. Here comes justice. Oh, because didn't he have the key?
Objection!
Really? I'm so confused. What evidence are you even talking about? Y'all full of baloney. Let me try the poster just because I haven't presented it yet.
Objection!
Okay. I don't even know what that proves. You said the Amazing Ninetales cape was red. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to that part. I was more just like, why is he rescuing you at all? I'm so confused. Okay. Alright. Are you sure about that?
Yes, well, I do believe it was a red cape I saw, but...
Mayor Tenma. Does this cape look red to you?
Oh, that certainly does not look red, not even scarlet or crimson. Nevertheless, upon my liberation, something red did fill my yet hazy field of view. And I thought to myself, the Amazing Ninetales is arrayed in a cape of red.
So you mistook the red something for his cape, huh? Is this just the blood raining down your forehead?
Apparently so. I remember it now. It brings a great sadness upon me.
So the red something probably wasn't a cape after all. Maybe that great sadness he mentioned is what's interfering with his memory. Well, he would have seen the fox chamber behind the Amazing Ninetales. What red object could he have seen there that would have been that shocking? I know. Could it have been... Mr. Mayor, was the red thing you saw this?
Take that!
Something red that could produce a deep sadness. Could it be Mr. Temma that you saw what was the Elderman's blood?
Blood? Why, yes, it was blood.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sad.
It's all coming back to me now.
And it's all coming back to me now.
It wasn't a red cape that I saw. It was lying by the Amazing Ninetales, the Elderman's bloody body.
Aw, that's so sad.
Bye-bye.
His noise level is down to 0. I think he's remembered everything now. Does this mean the Amazing Ninetales killed Alderman Kyobi? But the Alderman was the Amazing Ninetales, so how exactly would that work? Hey, I asked you first. Well, Mr. Justice, you sure know how to make a complicated matter even more complicated. True, but at the time of the crime, our client was in the Forbidden Chamber. Moreover...
Silence!
Hoy, don't you think this is strange? The little scamp has already confirmed her father to be in the Fox Chamber. But she said not about seeing the Amazing Ninetales there. You just had to bring that up, didn't you? Jinxie didn't see LaBelle there either. It's so weird. Who really was in that room then? Would the defense care to share any theories with the court? Can you explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and the daughter's? Oh, absolutely. Of course I can explain it, because if I don't, we're in serious trouble. Not with more of your bluffs and fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice Stono, I shall have your head if you fail to explain this. What about a good old-fashioned penalty? Well, Mr. Justice, you have a head worth keeping on your shoulders. First of all, Mr. LaBelle was definitely in the Fox Chamber while it was locked. We also know Mayor Temma was in the Forbidden Chamber based on his testimony. These two facts are crucial to my explanation. So let us consider the following question. If the facts point to Florence LaBelle and the victim being there at the scene, why did Jinxie Temma see the victim and her father, Mayor Temma? A very good question indeed, and I suppose you have an answer for us. Sadly, you would be supposing wrong. You think she could have mistaken LaBelle for the mayor? Well, if she did, then the question is, why did she do that? Well, how about that explanation? I believe it's time for answers is over. The defense asserts that Florence LaBelle was at the scene of the crime. However, Jinxie Temma has testified that she saw her father collapse there. If she has, in fact, misremembered the event, what could have made her do so? I think it was disguised. She didn't get the rooms mixed up. I don't think. The figure Miss Temma saw was not her father. It was her friend LaBelle disguised as Damien Temma. That's quite the disguise.
Silence!
That is a complete impossibility. Their faces are utterly unlike. How could you explain that away with a mere disguise? Yes, they both do have incredibly distinctive faces. Maybe the disguise completely hid his face. I think Jinxie would have mentioned if she couldn't see her father's face. And if it was that sort of disguise, wouldn't she have removed it? Oh, right. Your sword is as dull as your mind, Justice Donald. Shall I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of? I think I'll pass. Did I just die? Are you okay, Apollo? I'm not fine, am I? Well, now that we have that little fairy tale out of the way, your baldness, your verdict, if you will. I believe it's time for a verdict. You have no further arguments. What's even left for me to do?
Apollo, remember what Mr. Wright always says, when you're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down.
Turn the case upside down? He does say that, doesn't he? But I don't quite see how it applies here. Still, never hurts to give it a try, I guess. Let's see. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she couldn't remove it. And rather than she didn't tell anyone about the disguise, maybe it was she couldn't talk about it. Oh, because you can't take masks off, because it's like a thing. And what about the fact that it was the Amazing Ninetales who opened the door? A mask that can't be removed in front of others? These facts. We got it all backwards. Apollo? I think we might have made a huge mistake. Your baldness, I see no need for further indulge them in their silly little farce. The defense has no proof. They never did, and they never will. Neither does the prosecution, buddy. Go back to your jail cell.
Objection!
It seems like I do have proof. Do you now? Oh, that was creepy. Alright, but this better be good, Mr. Justice. We can solve the remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Temma mistook Mr. LaBelle for her father? Why couldn't she remove the costume or tell anyone else about it in the first place? These riddles are inextricably linked to Mayor Temma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of this case upside down. This piece of evidence reveals Mayor Temma's secret identity. It's not the mask, is it? Is it the mask? The one that was like washed up or whatever? But no, because it's... I'm so confused. No. It might... I feel like it has to be the mask, but I'm so confused. Why would it... Let's try it.
Take that!
What an absolute claptrap. Poppycock. Balderdash. We thought the alderman was the Amazing Ninetales and the mayor was Temma Taro. Ah. That's why we believe the mayor killed the alderman in his lust for Ninetales Vale. and it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Temma wasn't Temma Taro at all. He was the Amazing Ninetails. What? Good twist, guys. Good twist. Did not see that coming. You best explain yourself, Justice Donna. And from where you derived such a far-fetched conclusion. Jinxie, no doubt, knew the true identity of the Amazing Ninetails, but she couldn't tell anyone no matter what. That's why she didn't say it was the Amazing Ninetails she saw passed out, even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really Florent LaBelle in disguise.
Silence!
The accused and that deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice. The little scamp would have seen the difference.
Objection!
Remember Mr. LaBelle has his very own brand of cosmetics? Why couldn't he fake a different build too? And anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound different.
Silence!
Why did she not simply pull the mask off?
Objection!
A masked wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the Amazing Ninetails, she never would dare unmask him. This case of unmistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room. And by all means, Mr. Justice, answer it for us already. First, Mr. LaBelle entered the room where the mayor and the alderman were talking. I suspect he brought with him coffee laced with some sort of a sedative. Once the alderman was out cold. That's when Mr. LaBelle killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who had also been drugged, into the Forbidden Chamber. Then he returned to the Fox Chamber, slipped into some of the mayor's spare clothes, and completed the disguise by donning the Amazing Ninetails mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. LaBelle then let out a scream. The scream that led Jinxie Temma to the scene. Ah, so then... the person who said I killed Alderman Kyobi was... Yep, that was Florent LaBelle in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed.
Silence!
This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now stop your jabbering.
Objection!
No, you twisted samurai. Alright, decent insult. This time, you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case. Apollo grew a pair. Let's go. Let's go. Once Miss Temma left the scene, Mr. LaBelle, still wearing the mayor's clothes and mask, opened the Forbidden Chamber. So he could drag the mayor back out into the Fox Chamber. Oh, so the Amazing Ninetails the mayor saw was... Right, it was LaBelle opening the Forbidden Chamber. The second time Mr. LaBelle opened the door to the Forbidden Chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch in his Temma Taro disguise ran as fast as he could away from the room. As he did, he left behind him a trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Temma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one left to witness the events that had occurred, Mr. LaBelle then proceeded to drag the sleeping mayor back into the Fox Chamber. I see. Well, that all clearly does make sense. Then, after dragging the mayor back into the Fox Chamber, Mr. LaBelle threw the mask out the window and fled the room.
Silence!
For this absurd theory to work, it requires that the defendant be the Amazing Ninetails. However, he was the one pushing for the municipal merger. That such an individual could possibly be the Amazing Ninetails is preposterous.
Objection!
The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Miss Temma's life would have been in danger if he had openly voiced his opposition. I already know what they're gonna say. What's the motive? That's why he created a secret identity as the Amazing Ninetails. This is madness. No one could possibly hatch such an insane plot. No one except a killer as insane as his plot, and I'd say Florent LaBelle more than qualifies.
Foolish mortal, it is at your own peril that you forget who I am.
Mayor Temma, it's okay now. Jinxie will be safe just as soon as Mr. LaBelle is arrested. You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you? Oh, gosh. You have quite the active imagination. Mayor Temma is not the amazing Ninetales.
Objection!
What do you mean? Well, has the mayor admitted to it yet? But that's just... And even if he did admit to such nonsense, I would reveal the truth behind Tamataro right here and now. What? Why you? You would dare reveal this secret? My good friend, the other man, told me all about it. But it wouldn't be good to expose the truth. What with the superstitions now, would it? The truth behind Tamataro. What's he talking about? So go ahead, say it. Say, I am the amazing Ninetales. I dare you.
Objection!
Wait, will somebody please explain what's going on here? Mayor Temma will do anything to keep the truth behind Tamataro a secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village superstitions. And if the mayor admits to being the amazing Ninetales, you'll expose the truth. Right, I won't have to have him walking free because of some nonsense you have made up. So what now, Justice Donald? Without the mayor's admission, your theory is useless as you are in battle. I'll show you who's useless.
Apollo, don't you dare give up now.
I know. Your Honor, I believe Mr. LaBelle's statement warrant a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the amazing Ninetales is the cornerstone of this case. You do have a point there. Please answer to the court, Mr. LaBelle. Is the event the amazing Ninetales or not? Witness statement. Just no. The amazing Ninetales' true identity is not Mayor Temma. The mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit, I would explain. Okay, we already. Yep, you already talked about all this. Okay. Talk about out of the pot and into the fire. At this rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure. Honestly speaking, if Mayor Temma, Damien Temma is not the amazing Ninetales, I'm afraid I don't see how the defense has much of a case here. And let's just leave it to that, shall we? We all know Anselm Kilby was the amazing Ninetales anyway. I mean, that's how Ninetales made a comeback to the Ottoman was so popular. There's gotta be a hole in that testimony somewhere, but I don't even know where to start. Since we don't have any proof that the mayor is the amazing Ninetales, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself. But if he admits it, LaBelle's going to expose the secret. Ugh, we're so close. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Alright. Here we go.
Hold it!
And just how did you learn of the so-called truth behind Tamataro? Alderman Kilby told me about it. The secret to the Forbidden Chamber and the truth behind Tamataro. Why would he share secrets like that with you, Mr. LaBelle? Because the Alderman's wife. I was looking after her while she was hospitalized. Oh, you blackmailing devil! You blackmailing devil! He appreciates it so much, he shared the secret with me. Wait, did he threaten the Alderman in addition to the mayor? Don't tell me that's how he learned how to open the Forbidden Chamber. Needless to say, I'm not above revealing the truth behind Tamataro. Press this one too. Do not gaze upon Tamataro. Do not tell others when you see him. Isn't that what the village superstitions say? Exactly. Telling others what Tamataro looks like will reveal the truth. That's why the superstitions were written down in the first place. And ruin coming to the village if you free him? Is that warning not to expose the truth? Ah, bingo! And the truth is, Tamataro is a great greed-inspired fortune. That's what the whole battle of Ninetales is all about. Tamataro is a great fortune? Come to think of it. Oh, because treasure inside? Could Tamataro actually be... Telling the villagers that Tamataro is a terrifying yokai is what has scared them away from the Forbidden Chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure has been kept secret all this time. Well.
It seems that Ace Attorney here has uncovered the truth that must not be revealed. Mayor Tema looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do. Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Tamataro exists. That's why the secret must be protected. As long as Tamataro exists, huh? Mr. LaBelle, please add that statement in your testimony. Where's the blackmail letter?
Objection!
I don't know what this means. It just seemed like the most obvious thing to present. Mr. LaBelle, what if Tamataro no longer existed? Oh, because it was stolen. Good dirt. Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it?
Tamataro no longer existed. Huh, what on earth are you talking about?
Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Tamataro no longer exists. But I guess you didn't get to do a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when we searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure in there.
Really? Well, maybe you were looking at the right place.
Sorry, but I have proof that Tamataro no longer exists. Take a look at this figure. What do we have here? It looks like some sort of creature. We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Azuki Kozo figure. The great thief Azuki Kozo used to leave them at the scene of his crimes.
Are you suggesting that Tamataro has been stolen?
Yep, Phineas Filch's grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit.
And by that hideous monarch caretaker's grandfather, no less. Phew, my beautiful golden Tamataro was...
The greed inspired by Tamataro can no longer bring ruin upon Ninetails Vale. Isn't that right, Mayor Tema? The root tragedy would indeed seem to be gone.
In fact, now I recall the Alderman revealing this secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been speaking of Tamataro.
For he said to me the gold ingot was gone. You mean the treasure that is Tamataro's true form?
Recall, if you will, the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Tamataro was the yellowish object shown there. A giant gold ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Ninetails Vale. In return for that gold, my ancestors did receive from Ninetails Vale land that would become Tamataro. But drive the villagers mad with greed did that great fortune. Bitter was their greed-fueled battle. It was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became a curse upon their village, a curse of ruin. Thus it was that the yokai Tamataro came to be.
So Tamataro and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away. Fairy tale or not, Tamataro made quite the mess of things.
Yes, indeed, for there is no greater monster than a mortal man's lust for gold.
Well, you know what they say. The love of money is the root of all evil.
My ancestors did bring a great terrible thing here to Ninetails Vale, a thing so terrible that Tamataro, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep it a secret. Yet we have naught but love for the little village to which we owe our very existence. Tamataro would never seek to take over Ninetails Vale in a merger.
Oh my, that was quite a shocking lesson in history. Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tamataro no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? You are the amazing Ninetails, aren't you?
No, don't do it. Please, no.
Be gone, you demented demon.
Now where was I? The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing Ninetails, is indeed me! And that means Jinxie!
Yes.
The man wearing the mayor's clothes who you saw collapse in the Fox Chamber, was he wearing the amazing Ninetails mask?
That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reveal his secret identity that day, so... So, is it really wasn't Papa I saw there, was it?
It was Florent's idea from the start. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the Elderman. Yeesh, Rube Goldberg machines have less elaborate setups than LaBelle's scheme. You may rest easy now, little Jinxie.
That monster's deception is their own.
Caw. The true facts behind the case have finally come to light. Mayor Tema did not kill Alderman Kyobi, but Florent LaBelle did.
How dare you?
So he just wanted the treasure.
Silence!
What's the motive? What's the motive?
He's a greedy douchebag. Justice Donna, you should at least have a real blade in your hands if you desire to cross swords with me. Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground? What's this guy want now? Evidence is like a razor-sharp blade that cuts through bone as though it were butter. But you have only blind guesses, a dull blade incapable of cutting even a cake. He has you there, Mr. Justice. After all, evidence is everything in the court of law. But, they're right. Let's see some evidence. Of course, a perfect being like me wants to leave any incriminating evidence behind. Ah. This is the final battle. Justice's samurai must live and die by the sword. You will live or die by the evidence you hold. My swift blade of judgment awaits. Now present your conclusive evidence, or don't you have any? Oh crud, do I have any conclusive evidence? Can I say no? I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine! She's right. I can't. My name is Apollo Justice and I'm fine! She's right. I can't give up now. This whole trial would have been for nothing. I know there has to be some conclusive evidence somewhere. Let's review the facts. This is so cool. The most damning evidence against the mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor and the victim were the only two people found in the room. We thought the alderman was killed because he was the Amazing Ninetails, but as we know now, of course, we were way off. The Amazing Ninetails is really Mayor Damien Temba. That's why when his daughter Jinxie saw the Amazing Ninetails collapse at the scene, she mistook him for her father. Those are the facts we have revealed. However, Mr. LaBelle asserts that he did not leave any evidence at the scene of the crime. He didn't say anything about evidence outside the crime scene. Maybe he isn't as clever as he thinks he is. Does any of the evidence we found outside the crime scene prove any clues? Oh my gosh, this is so weird. This is so weird. But it's so cool. This is so funny. A clue inside the mask? Oh, I know, the Amazing Ninetails mask. It was found washed up along the river. What sort of clue does that mask hold? And what about the hair left in the mask? Who does it belong to? The white hair is LaBelle's. Oh right, the hair is Florent LaBelle's. Yes, now that's what I call conclusive evidence. That was so cool. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have any conclusive evidence to present to this court? I felt like an anime protagonist for a second. Like, what? Of course I do. Observe this mask, if you will. That mask, how is that conclusive evidence? It's not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to Alderman Rex Kyobi. But the Amazing Ninetails is now who we know, Mayor Temma, so... That is correct. So the question is, whose hair could it be? And the answer to that is the last person to have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you, Mr. Florence LaBelle. What are you talking about? I never had a hideous white hair like that.
Silence!
It would appear your coup de grace has failed to hit the mark. This freakish fop is not the white hair type. Because he's busy being one ludicrously garish color or another.
Objection!
No, Prosecutor Blackwell, it's you who has made a fatal error. What? Remember where this mask was found? It washed up by the side of the river. With that in mind, this last piece of evidence will solve all the remaining riddles.
Take that!
That's... what's this? This is Mr. LaBelle's own private brand of hair color. It washes out with just water. The court will also recall that the Amazing Ninetails mask washed up along the side of the river with white hair inside it. What's this? Are you saying that breeding peacock's hair color is? That's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. LaBelle's hair color is a freaky work of fiction. But thanks to river flowing through Ninetails Vale, we now have a real-life expose. The white hair in this mask is conclusive evidence proving you're the real killer. A DNA test is all we need to prove it, and we both know we'll get a match. Admit it, Florent LaBelle. You were the one who killed Alderman Rex Kyobi.
You peasant! How dare you! Ah!
Is he gonna poison himself?
I'm going to exterminate you like a rodent. My maker.
Is hair gonna be white because it's all washed out? Oh my gosh! He looks so old.
Hello, this is LaBelle. What? The project is off. This is LaBelle. The sponsors are pulled out. LaBelle speaking. I'm fired. You mean I'm no longer Mayor Thelma's aide? Hello, this is LaBelle. What? This is the stratospheric damages claim against me? $100 million? I'm serious. Washed up. Take a fork at me. I'm done.
This is preposterous. I, Simon Blackbill, defeated. Order! Whoa. Well, this is quite the unexpected outcome. I must hand it to you, Mr. Justice. You really turned this case on its head, just like that other lawyer, Phoenix Wright. Wait, that was a compliment, right? Prosecutor Blackwell, what have you done with Laurent LaBelle? The defaced man is withered like a flower without water. One of the officers is currently tending to him with a sprinkler. Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off? Allow me to explain the actions of the guilty party in detail. The motive, of course, was to steal the gold ingot known as Temataro. However, if you are allowed into the manor due to its cultural ties to Ninetails Vale. LaBelle set in motion plans to gain access to the manor and set gold within the via the merger. But the efforts of the amazing Ninetails saw those plans come to a halt. And thus LaBelle murdered the alderman and attempted to pin the blame on Mayor Tenma. I see. But what I still can't comprehend is why he would go after the gold in the first place. Mr. LaBelle doesn't look like someone who is in need of financial aid. LaBelle hid his past well, much like he hid his beauty without makeup. He's mired in debt. Debt due to pouring money into a brand only he could love. Which is why he sought the gold with such ferocity. Too bad for him, someone else has gotten it first anyway. I see, very well then. I believe it's time I declared a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma, not guilty. They're so cute. Is he sticking around? Why is he in prison? What did he do? Court is adjourned. I want to know what he did. That was some seriously good lawyering, Apollo. Even I didn't see that coming. Just got lucky, I guess. You banished Temataro from Ninetails Vale like you were some kind of exorcist. There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. LaBelle didn't kill Mayor Tenma too? He could have set it up so the mayor murdered the alderman and then died from the counterattack. That would have removed at least one possible fly from the ointment. I was wondering about that too. But I have a hunch LaBelle was biding his time. He was planning on exposing the amazing Ninetails' true identity himself. Huh? But why? Because the mayor was the amazing Ninetails. Had LaBelle succeeded in framing Mayor Tenma for the alderman's murder, the wrestler's popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed. Oh, I get it. If the amazing Ninetails was just killed, he'd die a hero. But if he was proved a villain, his fans would abandon him, making the merger that much easier. Right. Then when the merger was complete and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure.
What an insanely intricate plot!
Caw.
A most excellent job clearing my name. A feat worthy of the Demon Lord's approval.
Why are you acting like Temataro again? Let this be of no concern to you. How could it not concern me? Temataro, be gone! Jinxie, seems like ages since I've laid eyes on you.
Papa, you're finally back!
Yes, it would seem Temataro is no match for you. Ha ha ha.
I'm not scared of that silly yokai anymore.
Your father's a free man now, Jinxie. Isn't that great? Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it made me feel like I don't have to be afraid anymore. A smile!
Wait, is Jinxie actually smiling? This is all thanks to you two. Too bad the Amazing Ninetales will have to retire, though.
Aw, how come?
Once everyone hears I'm the Amazing Ninetales, my fan base will nosedive. After all, I'm not the most popular of people, another reason for my secret identity. I don't see how I could possibly continue.
I think you misjudged yourself. Take a look outside.
Say, now that you mention it, what's all that noise out there? A big crowd gathering outside the courthouse once the news broke. Seems they want to get a glimpse of Mayor Damien Tenma, the man behind the mask. And to root for your return to the wrestling ring. Rooting for me, but I thought I was nothing more than a malefactor in their eyes.
The only one who really matters is Jinxie. Show her how cool you really are. Yeah, you're the coolest when you're out there fighting in the ring, Papa.
Can I see something? How old is Jinxie? Here, I think you'll be needing this.
Take that!
Thank you. Now if you would excuse me. I don't want to keep the fans waiting. Oh my god, she's like a superhero.
Ninetales Vale forever!
What in the world?
I sure hope they can settle the problems between Tenma Town and Ninetales Vale.
Me too. I'm sure they'll be fine after all. The blackmailer / killer is behind bars and the merger is no longer an issue. Plus, the Amazing Ninetales is obviously still a hit, and I suspect Ninetales Vale will be too.
And it's all because we believed in our client, just like you said. Okay, people. Now that we've gotten that out of the bag, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving.
Sounds good. I've been so nervous I haven't eaten since yesterday.
Better keep eating, Apollo, or you might have to start looking up at me.
Huh?
I'm definitely past my growth phase, and you should be about past yours too. Are you kidding me? I'm just getting started. Ready or not, it's face stuffing time.
Keep eating like that and the only direction you'll grow is sideways.
Okay. I'm just gonna leave that one right there. Very funny, but I got a hollow leg. I can eat as much as I want without gaining an ounce.
Really? Wow, I can't wait to see this.
Calories? Huh. Just let them try to stick on me.
Well, she just like runs all the time, so. Alright, already, you two. Let's get going before the old man closes shop. Eldoon's Noodles isn't an all-night stand, you know. We're going to Eldoon's.
I'm with Mr. Wright. Let's go. I've been waiting to have a bowl from there ever since Mr. Wright told me about them. Well, what are we waiting for?
Oh yeah, she just got here. The noodles are on me today, so I expect some serious eating from you two.
Yay! Thanks, boss! I won't let you down.
Athena has no idea what she's getting into. Mr. Eldoon's noodles are so hot and salty. 2 bowls would kill a man.
That was our first case together. The dark age of the law seemed so distant, so irrelevant to our small, cozy office. But little did I know that it had been lurking all along, right there behind us. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at the Themis Legal Academy.
Oh gosh, I just skipped the last dialogue. Okay, well, that was it. Still confused about the demon thing. So he was just faking being a demon?